1 year later, but it's the same song. The Illinois High School Hockey Championship, New Trier Green against Loyola Gold. Welcome into the United Center, everyone. I'm Jim Blaney, along with Bill Gardner. We were standing in this very spot 1 year ago telling about how there were two teams that hated each other, were meeting for a state title. Loyola won last year's game 1-0. New Trier wants to get the title back.
Well, I expect the same. We see the two best teams again this year, ranked 1 and 2 all year long. Two defensive teams that really do hate each other. Last year they hated, this time they really hate each other.
Now, obviously, to get to a state title game, you've got to have some great players. But, Bill, really, it's a tribute to the coaches and the job they do year in and year out that these two teams are back here once again.
Well, when you talk about teams, you always look at the players, but we're going to look at the coaches first of all, because these two guys are excellent coaches and great guys. Look at DJ LeVar, 123 wins, 23 losses, 12 ties in his career, .854 win percentage. 3 of the last 4 years he's been in the state final. On the other hand, David Cromer, 118, 25, and 14 with an .840 win percentage. He's been in the state championship 3 years in a row. Two excellent coaches that the kids really respect.
Now, one thing you have to have if you're going to win a state title is you have to have your best players play their best games when it counts the most. And New Trier Green has had that. In the semifinal game, Danny Lutz had a hat trick to lead his team into this title game.
Danny Lutz is a great player, a smallish guy, but he's got great hands and great agility. And we're going to watch him get 3 beautiful goals. Watch him go to the middle here, go around a defender, an excellent wrist shot. I think he looks like Dennis Savard. He's got all the skills. He's a fast skater. He's got great hands. Watch him here pull away from the defense, kick it up, and then poke it in. A beautiful goal going into the net, not stopping whatsoever. And again here, watch him split the defenseman, kick it up. Great hand-eye coordination. Coming in and going to his backhand for a beautiful goal. He is a key to their success, I think, offensively.
Lutz would like nothing better to finish off a big offensive year by claiming a state championship. Now, for Loyola Gold, they look to their leaders to provide a lot of their goal scoring as well. Number 11, Todd Vender, one of their leading scorers throughout the year.
Todd Vender's an excellent player. He's really the second centerman, but they have 2 great centermen. And when you're deep at center, you've got a good squad. And watch Todd Vender here on the backhand, beating the goaltender, overpowering the goaltender, and he is the captain. Look at him appreciating the crowd. But also they have Eric Schnotala, a huge kid, Eric Lindros type hockey player. Watch him come in here and get the puck and throw it in on his backhand. 2 guys that are great offensively, and the 2 leaders, the 2 captains on the squad.
Eric Schnotala weighs in, I'd say about 6'2" or so, right around 200 pounds. A big guy, hard to stop. Take a look at the leading scorers in the Metro North, and you get an idea of how good these players are. Not only the best players on their teams, but also Schnotala and Lutz. They are in the top 6 in scoring in the Metro North for the year. So sit down and enjoy. This is a hard-hitting game 1 year ago between 2 teams that don't like each other very much. It ought to be a similar set of circumstances today in the state hockey championship game. Loyola Gold against New Trier Green is coming up right after this. As a guy people are going to want to keep an eye on defense. This guy hits like a truck.
Well, he's 6'3", 190, and that's what he likes doing. He is a captain. He's an all-stater, and he really sets the tone for the team. He's their tough guy, and he likes taking the body. Whenever you get someone to take the body early in the game, I think it changes the momentum of the game.
All right, and the goaltender for Loyola Gold, Robbie Depish, getting the start here in the championship game. 23 games, goals against of just under 1.5. And for New Trier Green and their coach David Cromer, we talked about Danny Lutz and the scoring that they get out of this team. The Davermans, Ben, number 49, and Dodge, number 55, worth keeping an eye on. Their starting goaltender in the game today will be Bo Lemire. He has been stingy as well in the nets for New Trier Green. Just about ready for the opening face-off here at the United Center. And really, these 2 teams have been looking forward all year to getting back to 1 game for a state championship. Remember, New Trier Green won the title 2 years ago against Marist at Chicago Stadium. Loyola Gold won the game last year. Schnotala controls the opening tip and puts it into the New Trier Green end. Roger Lump leaves it in the corner. Schnotala came away with it for a second. Here's a backhander by Vender. Lemire made the save. Loose puck in front of the New Trier net. Pile up in front of the net. Loose puck popped in by Vender from the red line. And just 17 seconds into the game, Loyola jumps out to a 1-0 lead.
Well, there was perseverance in front of the net. Loyola never gave up whatsoever. First of all, great hit in the corner. The play came to the front of the net, and everybody got on top, as we're seeing here. Schnotala with the puck, loses control of it, but perseverance, as I said, as Vender comes in, picks it up, nice backhand, gets his own rebound. Look at everybody, Heaton pounding away, Vender's still there. Look at all the New Trier players down, and he puts it top shelf. A different angle here, Schnotala has it, loses it, It's picked up by Fender on the backhand. Watch him get his own rebound in front. Another shot. The puck lays there. Heaton misses it. And Fender staying with it, putting it top shelf. Excellent perseverance as they barrage the net early.
Just 17 seconds into the game, we have our first score. Remember last year's title game, it took until 2.5 minutes left in the game before we had the only goal of the game. Now here's Shellberg bringing the puck into the New Trier end of the ice. Shellberg continues toward the net, tipped it on net. Lemire made the save, and he'll hold on. So a very quick start to the game, Bill.
Very surprised at that start because I know both teams are very strong defensively and they win games by keeping everybody at bay, but a great work ethic by Loyola to win the battles early, and that's something you want to try to establish. Get those battles won along the boards, win the puck, go to the net. And they did exactly the game plan that they had in mind. They wanted to take the body and win over that puck and get some quality chances, and they just did.
Schnotala on to take the draw against Lutz. Lutz wins the draw into the corner. Loose puck just lying there. Brad Parker goes and picks it up out of the corner, and now New Trier is starting to get something going into the offensive end. Schnotala picks up the puck at the blue line and picked up back in the New Trier end by Chris Duffy. Parker puts it out to the center line. Daverman knocked down from behind, and then Eichelberger swept the puck into the Loyola end, and now Daverman trying to keep it back in. Schnotala battling along the boards of the puck. Comes out to the top of the face-off circle, and now Bobby across center ice. Remember, there's no two-line passes in high school hockey. Last year, the game-winning goal was scored on a pass that covered about a third of the ice. And also remember, it's automatic icing. As soon as the puck crosses the goal line, the icing is called. The player does not have to touch the puck. And that the purpose of that is to try and cut down on any potential injuries on one of the more dangerous plays in hockey.
Look for physical play here early because I think Loyola, a little bit bigger team, set the tempo last year with their hitting, and we had New Trier, a smaller team, try to give it right back. But Loyola's doing exactly what they wanted, getting on the body early.
Aaron Benjamin was able to keep it in, but Rock Dudek came up with the puck. He'll put it out to center ice to Michael McHugh, and he'll flip it into the New Trier end where Lemire is going to leave it off for Adam Walsh. Back pass into the corner for Paul Benjamin, and now the battle ensues in the corner as both teams trying to gain control of the puck. Finley Brown had it for a second, put it back in deep. It's lying in the face-off circle, and Jordy Katz will put it back out to the neutral zone, and then it's put right back in by Tim Leahy. Katz with the puck in the corner, sent it out. Loose puck finally comes out onto the stick of Ben Daverman. He starts to work his way across center ice, gives it up to Paul Benjamin. He'll send it on net. Depesh decides to handle it, and he'll cover up. 11:31 remaining in the first period. Loyola is leading 1-0.
Well, Depesh there had the first shot on net, but nothing to it. And a lot of goalies like to feel the puck early. This guy had a great year. He's going to see this little squibbler come in. A good pass. Benjamin on the right side just sort of flicks it in. I think they wanted a change. And Depesh, also knowing his team wanted a change, just froze the puck. But you like to feel the puck a little bit, I think, early in the game, get over those jitters and nervousness.
The Daverman's on with Ross Schauger for New Trier. Back to the point, kept in by Yoon. His shot actually hit Daverman, Ben Daverman, on the way of the net. He's taken out of the play by Carroll. Schauger tried to dig away at it, and now Loyola's starting to come out the other way. Shellberg taken down at the blue line. Loose puck flipped back into the Loyola end. And now the Ramblers once again trying to get a charge going. Lump flipped it back to the center line, where J.P. LaCourcia will put it in deep. Shellberg didn't keep it in, instead kept it at the point. Lemire makes the save. Loyola goal already with 4 shots on goal in this period, and they have a 1-0 lead. Loose puck in the corner picked up by Lump. Starting to work his way out, throws it up along the near board. Has Schauger in alone. His shot is stopped by Depesh, and he'll cover up, and then he gets buried underneath one of the Loyola players, and tempers start to flare a little bit as Shellberg was in on top of the pile, and getting up off the bottom of it is Robbie Depesh after making the save.
Well, great breakout. First of all, Shager going down the right side, getting a good quality chance. I think that's New Trier's game plan now. Maybe since it's 1-0, they want to get to Depesh early and try to storm him, get him a little bit upset, as a lot of players like to do. Try to get the goalie off his game, but Depesh held on to the puck, took the punishment, and his players came in to help him, just like all big defensemen do. They come in to try to clear everybody out of there, and Loyola did a good job of that.
Lutz on to take the draw, got it back to Parker. He shovels across the opposite point, put out in front. Lutz couldn't get a stick on it. He was tied up. Now this is Mark Bobby for Loyola. Puts it into the neutral zone. Connor Heaton had it hop off his stick, and then Bobby going behind the play just tried to send it in deep, but that was picked off by Parker. Now Lutz coming the other way. Had it swept away on a smart poke check by Rock Dudek. Loose puck at center ice. It's picked up by Eichelberger. We're going to get a tripping call on our first power play opportunity of the game with 10:25 remaining here in the first period. Loyola Gold is going to go to the power play with a chance to add to their lead.
Well, Danny Lutz watched Snotella pick up the puck at the blue line, just chip it by him. And Daniel Lutz there getting the old trip underneath the feet. Probably the two best players we'll see offensively there. And Danny Lutz right in front of the referee. You can never get away with that. But a good trip and a good chance for Loyola to get back on the board, take a 2-0 commanding lead early in this game.
3:35 into the first period, and we have the first power play attempt of the game. Rock Dudek controls the draw, and Loyola starts to set up on their own end. Leahy at his own blue line gives it back to Dudek. And now Dudek starts out, gives them a cue. He goes down. Eichelberger took him out of the play, and Leahy is going to have to backtrack and wait for his teammates to clear the new rear end.
Watch Loyola. They like to have one guy high, especially coming out of their own end, and they feed it all the way up the ice, as you talked about early in the last year, early in the game. We talked about the winning goal. That's what they like to do on their breakout system.
Mark Bobby made a stab at the puck. Loose puck picked up behind the net. This is Roger Lump trying to kick it free. Lump will continue, make that Walsh now, puts it back toward the point. Dudek, he'll fire the shot. Lemire made the save, gave up a rebound, but McHugh decided to sweep it behind the net. Snotella goes for the puck, gets it back to the point for Dudek. Dudek goes back into the circle for Bobby. He'll weave around and buy himself a little time. Back to the point, this is Dudek. Now Bobby along the far board. He'll wait, 1:06 remaining on the Loyola power play. Dudek puts it toward the net, almost got the tip in by Snotella, and then Nutri are able to clear the zone.
Great work ethic and great movement, puck movement. Watching the semifinals, I noticed that Loyola really moved the puck around and rotate, cycle it very well, and getting good positions. And they have those big guys in front of the net for the rebounds. So good movement. It's hard for New Trier. They have to outwork Loyola, killing the penalty, and throw it down the ice like they just did.
43 seconds remaining on the Loyola power play. Carrying it through the neutral zone, this is Vender. Vender continues on, drops off the puck. Now it comes back out to the point. There's a shot by Carroll. That just went wide. Puck caroms all the way out to the near point. Cullinan decides to put it into the corner. And once again, the Trevians able to clear the zone.
And what a chance there by Carroll. What a great shot. He's a very smart player. Very good, tough, hard shot that Lemire had no idea where it was, and it just missed the net.
Giveaway in the Loyola end, but the Ramblers able to cover up. Now they start to come out. Shellberg at the Nutrier blue line, drops it behind him for O'Connor, flips a backhander behind the net, puck bouncing, and then the battle continues behind the net for the loose puck. Shellberg came up with it. 3 Ramblers below the goal line. And now O'Connor starts his way out. The penalty is over. The teams are back at equal strength. Lutz picked it up coming out of the penalty box. Lutz continues on to the neutral zone, battling his way past Shellberg. Finally lost the puck and then was dumped by O'Connor. No call upcoming. 8:10 remaining here in the first period. Cullinan decides to flip it behind the Nutrier net. Lemire is going to leave it off. It's Paul Benjamin starting it out. Michael Hamu on for his first shift. Now Paul Yoon picks up the loose puck. He's taken down at center ice. And we will get a tripping call now on Loyola. So for the first time, New Trier is going to go to the power play. They're down 1-0, 7:55 left in the first period. And once again, the Trevians having a hard time getting the puck out of their own end. Snotella made a nice play. Snotella looking in, moving in toward the net. He shoots. Lemire made the save. The puck went behind the net. Shorthanded opportunity by Snotella, and he's still digging behind the net for the puck. Comes out to Lutz. He starts up across neutral ice. Danny Lutz sends it in cross ice, got the dump in, dodged Averman, will get there first, mishandled the puck. Snotella will be unable to get it past the point. Took a bad hop on Lump, and now he has to go back out and retrieve it.
Well, one of the things, Jim, you have to do in the power play is outwork the penalty killers. I think the penalty killers have an advantage. They really work hard at trying to get the puck down. You have to outwork them.
Lutz was looking for Eichelberger on the pass. It ends up on the stick of Rock Dudek. He couldn't clear. Lutz kept it in. Second opportunity. Dudek couldn't get out. And finally, the Ramblers able to clear. 54 seconds remaining on the power play opportunity for New Trier. Loyola leading 1-0 on a goal 17 seconds into the game. Coming up the left wing, that was Duffy. He tucks it in behind the net. Carroll got there first, and again, the Ramblers able to clear their own end.
Well, if you're going to dump the puck in, you have to have guys going to get that puck and play physical and be ready to take a hit to win that battle. But Loyola standing up deep in their end, getting the puck and throwing it all the way down. It's hard to regroup.
Chris Duffy sends it ahead. Puck bounces up in front of the Loyola bench and then is kicked into the Loyola end where Carroll has plenty of time, picks a spot, and puts it back out to center ice. 12 seconds remaining on the power play for the Trevians. Loose puck just lying there at the blue line for New Trier. Duffy finally had to go and get it. O'Brien about ready to come out of the penalty box. Puck goes back through neutral ice. The penalty is over. The teams are back at equal strength.
Great kill by Loyola. No shots on net. Did everything they had to do, really. Just got the puck and fired it down. And New Trier never got a chance to really get in the end zone and move it around.
Walsh trying to get away from LaCourcia, was bothered and couldn't get it out. Now Yoon is going to have to go get it in the corner. Yoon tries to start it out for Loyola. Now Ben Daverman comes across his own blue line. Daverman has a head of speed, lost the puck. It was checked away by Cullinan. Now this is Brown. He'll crank. That went wide of the net. Samus able to keep it in for Loyola. Now the loose puck, and it ends up on the stick of the Ramblers. They put it into the corner. New Trier just having fits getting the puck out of their own end. McHugh there digging at it for Loyola. And the Trevians able to swing it around. Dudek pinched in, put it in behind the net, and this is Roger Lump controlling for New Trier. Lump flips it into the neutral zone, put it right on the stick of Matt Walker, but he was taken down as the pass got there, breaking up the play. And this will be an icing call on Loyola with 4:50 left to go in the first period.
Your attention, please. Your attention,
A game like this,
please.
Jim, you usually say, you know, the guys are trying to fill each other up, but these teams have played against each other so much, and they've been in this final last year. Although there is a few new players, not a few, quite a few new players, and that's why these guys, DJ LeVar and David Cromer, have done such a great job because of that turnover. But I don't think they're nervous. I think they know each other, and I think it's just a matter of New Trier getting their game plan, and that's what David Cromer said. He just wants to play their game, not worry about Loyola, and Loyola looks like their game plan is working for them right now.
And remember, in the championship game of the Scholastic Cup, which is the championship game of the Metro North, New Trier won that game 5-0, so they're not, it's not like, geez, we lost to these guys last year in the title game we're all nervous about. They know they can beat this team, so you really do have two pretty relaxed teams coming into this game. Lemire is going to handle the puck, and you may see that a lot when the loose puck is coming in the New Trier net. Lemire will just pick it up and take the face-off rather than try and handle it.
Well, that's what you want to do, and he doesn't handle the puck very well with his stick, but if you're going to be a goaltender, you got to learn how to do that. But anytime you're in trouble and you feel that there's maybe some pressure on you, you want to grab that puck and hold on, and hopefully your centerman can win the draw. But as you said, they played each other in the finals in the Metro North, 5-0. It was such a surprise, low-scoring game so far this year, but 5-0 win for New Trier.
Davidson won the draw into the corner. Puck comes out, Dudek trying to keep it in, couldn't quite hold it into the zone. Bobby will instead flip it in. Had to wait for Heaton to go and touch up before Loyola could start to push ahead again. Puck comes back into the New Trier end, and again it's going to be icing on Loyola.
That's another thing too, you don't have to touch up on an icing call. It's automatic when it crosses the goal line. And not bad in a game like this. You take some icings. Look at this. Goals for. They were 1 and 2 again. 4.75 for Loyola. 4.56. Tremendous goals for. You're going to win a lot of games if you can score that many. The goals against is dramatic. 1.12. That is amazing. Loyola goal and New Trier 1.56. You put those two combinations together, that's a lot of wins, and that's what we've seen all year long from these two teams.
And that is why these two schools are here. Vender and Lutz on the draw. Vender wins it. Carroll picks it up and carries it behind the net. Carroll sends it out toward the point. Vender had a head of steam and then just flipped it through the neutral zone where it's picked up at the New Trier blue line by Yoon. Yoon had it stolen away. This is LaCourcia dropping it back. Vender didn't get much of the shot, but Lemire was able to sweep it into the corner. And now O'Connor comes up with a puck. Vender had it on his stick for a second, couldn't tee it up for a shot. Now Lutz carries it the other way for New Trier. Gives it ahead for Ben Daverman. Carries it into Loyola and swatted at the puck. Daverman puts it out, had it deflected behind the net actually. And now Yoon comes in to keep the puck in for New Trier. Beautiful pass from Lutz onto the stick of Daverman. And the shot is stopped by Robbie Depish. He will hang on.
A couple of great plays at both ends of the rink. A great scoring chance by Loyola, and New Trier comes straight down the ice. And what looked to be a great scoring chance, defenseman LaCourcia came back, lifted the stick, and took the puck behind out of harm's way. First of all, we're going to see this great pass, give and go, and a quick shot. Not a lot of steam on it. Depish holds on for the whistle, but a good play earlier previous to that. And here's the other end of the rink, just before that play. Good shot on net. Pardon me, a shot and deflected in front, just hit the side of the net. So good plays at both ends of the rinks.
3:37 to go in the first, still 1-0 Loyola.
Our next Blackhawks game on Sports Channel comes to you Wednesday, March 27th, when the Hawks visit Calgary. Join Jim and me for the Blackhawks game time at 8. Pat and Dale will have the call at 8:30.
It is what Hawks fans want.
It is. We want to.
Well, what DJ LeVar would like is to see his team kind of keep going the way they are. They haven't made many mistakes in their own end. They've only given up 3 shots on goal, and they have a 1-0 lead.
I asked DJ before the game what he thought of himself as a coach. He says, I'm a player's coach. My door is open to these guys anytime, and that's what you'd like to see as a player.
Puck comes out past the blue line, so New Trier is going to have to touch up before they can go back in and pursue the play. This is Cullinan at his own end. Cullinan sends it into the neutral zone, and a loose puck picked up by McHugh. McHugh sends it toward the net, and Bolomir just kicks it into the corner. First big hit we've really seen in the game, just laid on right there, and then Samus taken down. McHugh comes up with the puck. McHugh put it out in front. Samus, he'll fire, and he scores! Michael Samus on a beautiful feed from Michael McHugh. It's 2-0 Loyola.
Well, some big hits in the corner, first of all, to start the play, but if you saw all the players of New Trier standing in front of their own net, but not covering anybody as the loose puck squirts out to the front, Samus, first of all, a hit. Great hit there. Another hit coming up, and watch the puck squirt out to the middle of the ice surface. And you'll see a New Trier player right in front of the net. A couple down, the puck is still in the corner. Here comes a pass out in front. 2 guys, 3 guys from New Trier, and then a one-timer slapper, beating Lemire low to the blocker side. A great, excellent shot with a lot of traffic. 3 guys from New Trier in front, 4 guys. And a good shot on net.
Samus gets the goal, but what a great feed by Michael McHugh. Schnotala at the blue line goes down, just sweeps it into the New Trier corner. And now the Trevians certainly have their work cut out for them as they're down 2-0. And as we showed you a little bit earlier, Robbie Depish does not give up very many goals. As a matter of fact, under 2 a game. Crowley puts on the brakes but lost his footing, and the puck is loose. Crowley battled for. We're going to have a penalty coming up as the battle continues for the puck. And finally, control of the puck is gained. A cheap shot after the whistle. The guys are getting a little bit antsy. The New Trier guys down by 2 goals. They need to get something on the board to get back in the game, and they're going to get an opportunity. They'll get a chance in the power play.
In front of the net, you see anybody in front of the net on the opposing offensive team, you see a lot of cross-checking and maybe pushing, trying to get a guy out. Leahy is in front of the net, and he's controlling his player, his offensive player. That was not actually the penalty. The penalty did come in front of the net. Good work, actually, on the boards, trying to win those battles, and that is what Loyola is doing very well. But the penalty occurred in front of the net. Leahy cross-checked the New Trier forward in front of the net, and that's what the call was. It was away from the play, something you don't want to see, as I said earlier. Those penalties away from the play hurt you.
A huge opportunity for New Trier to get back in the game. Lutz is going to take the draw. Wanted to get it to Daverman. He had come in toward the circle, flipped it back to the point, but lost control of the puck. This is Vender in the neutral zone. Vender decides to hang on to it for a second before flipping it in cross ice.
Jim, I think this is a key for New Trier to get back in the game. Even on penalty killing, Loyola's held the puck most of the time, and it's time for New Trier to maybe get control of the puck and settle down a little bit.
And maybe this is the guy to do it. Danny Lutz with the puck, looking for somewhere to go. Decides to dump it off at the blue line. Now gets the return pass. Lutz coming into Loyola and tried to split the defenders. Couldn't get through, but continuing on with the play is Ben Daverman. His shot, he scores! Ben Daverman gets New Trier to within 1.
Daniel Lutz, probably the best player on New Trier with the puck, drew a crowd. He did get checked. Brock Dudek took him down, but the puck lay. Now watch this. Dudek takes Lutz down. The puck is behind the play, and it's picked up by Daverman, and a great wrist shot to the low blocker side, pinpointing Ben Daverman, a beautiful shot. But again, here it comes, a different angle. Very hard wrist shot, but the play was made by Lutz carrying the puck across the blue line. 3 Loyola defenders all over him. Got checked and left the puck behind, and Daverman picked it up in an excellent shot. His first goal tonight, and they get right back in the game.
Notice how the guys, they get used to playing in this place in a hurry. They all start looking up at the scoreboard after Ben Daverman watching his own goal. The rinks they play in are quite nice, but you don't quite get to see yourself score the goal after you put it in the net. Now Lutz going back after the putt. Cullinan puts it in behind the net. Hamu kept it in, took a hit. Lutz took a hit to keep it into the corner. Schnotala has it behind the net. Couldn't get it out. And that was kept at the point by Hamu. It was tipped into the crowd. Just a wicked laser that becomes a souvenir.
Kind of like them souvenirs. Yeah, it was definitely a hard shot. A little bit of a deflection maybe. Going into the crowd, we see Adam Walsh from New Trier. Wants to go to Wisconsin or Arizona State. I think I'd like to go to Arizona State. Maybe get the sticks out a little bit there, but
well, it's interesting you bring up sticks and golf bills, because New Trier won the state golf championship earlier this year, and 2 of the main players were Roger Lunk and Danny Lutz. They are both 2 handicaps.
Well, Danny Lutz has got great hands on the ice, so you know at golf he's got the same. You got to have that touch around the green to score well.
Lutz could not control that draw, though, and now New Trier trying to get control of the puck. They're down 2-1, but they scored the last goal on a power play to get back in it. 1:37 remaining here in the first period. Loyola Gold has doubled up New Trier Green on shots on goal, and they have also doubled up the score. Here comes Shnotala over the blue line, flipped it ahead. Pass was a bit errant. Now it's lying in the slot before the Trevians able to put it out to Cullen at the blue line. He did keep it in before the outside. Cullen cranks and fires. That was deflected. It goes into the crowd with 1:17 remaining here in the first period.
Well, definitely the right idea. Defenseman moving in, Cullen from the point, taking a hard shot, but it rolled, I think, when he was shooting it and went into the crowd. But again, some sloppy defensive plays. New Trier had the puck a couple of times and just gave it away. They've got to control the puck themselves. Here's the shot. Wow, that was top shelf over the glass. A big shot going into the crowd, as we saw Lemire watching it go over his shoulder and into the crowd. I think New Trier just has to settle down a little bit. They got a good team.
O'Brien puts it on net. Lemire will,
as we said earlier,
exactly.
But he does a lot. You see him covered up, just control the puck, and hopefully the players will win those battles for face-offs, because he really doesn't handle the puck as well as some goalies, something he may have to work on, but otherwise he's a great goaltender, gets down, uses the paddle very well. He was the MVP of the Metro All-Star game this year also.
Benjamin and Vender on to take the draw. 1:11 remaining in the first period. And New Trier trying to get the puck out of their own end. Benjamin hacks at it, and it goes onto the stick of Adam Walsh. He gets it out to Eichelberger, flips it over on the right wing. Davidson continues on, puck into the Loyola end. J.P. LaCourcia with the puck, deep in his own end, just hammers it off the board past Walsh, and Lemire is going to leave it off for Roger Lump. Lump sends it out, but it's kept in by Dudek. He had his shot blocked right as he took it. LaCourcia wanted to fire it toward the net, instead puts it into the corner. Dodge Daverman trying to get to the puck first. Hacked at it. Hagan O'Brien was there for Loyola as well, and he was able to keep it in the New Trier end. LaCourcia knocked it down but couldn't keep it in. The Ramblers left to touch up before they go back and pursue the puck. 27 seconds remaining here in the first period. Schellberg nearly stole it away in the New Trier end. Trevians having fits with it in their own end, and finally Walsh makes the smart play by just kicking it ahead. This is Dodge Daverman coming up the right wing, centering pass. It was at Eichelberger's foot. He couldn't get it lined up for a shot. 7 seconds remaining in the period. Got caught up in one of the players who was going off on a line change. The puck ends up in the Loyola bench with 2.5 seconds remaining here in the first.
A great opportunity then by New Trier, who haven't really played that well. I'm sure David Cromer is not really happy with the first period play, but there's a shot on net almost deflected in, and I really think that being down 2-1 is going to be a plus for these guys, as we see the shot coming in front of the net, deflected and just missing, grazing by the post. But I think New Trier is lucky to be down 2-1, and they've had some chances too.
And all the players content just to let the puck lie in neutral ice as the first period expires. Loyola scored the first 2 goals of the game. New Trier was able to come back with a power play tally at the end of 1 period in the State High School Hockey Championship game. Loyola leading New Trier Green 2-1. 1 period down in the high school hockey championship game for 1996. It's a 2-1 lead for Loyolaville. Loyola struck early.
What a great goal. Look at the effort on Loyola's part. Vender here getting his own rebound and throwing it upstairs. Look at the bodies all over the place. Perseverance. Loyola getting the pucks and the rebounds, winning the battles, and getting a goal early.
And then 10:50 into the first period, Loyola was able to add to their lead.
Again, winning those battles along the boards, and that's where you win a lot of hockey games. The puck eventually comes back, and a one-timer by Michael Samus. What a great shot to the stick side. A lot of wood on that shot. But again, because the result of winning the boards.
Late in the period, New Trier went on a power play. It was a key situation in the game, and they cash in.
Well, Daniel Lutz, probably the best handler of the puck, attracts the crowd and picked up by Daverman. Ben Daverman throwing an excellent wrist shot to the right side of Depish. A beautiful shot, a good goal.
So Vender's goal was unassisted. McHugh, a beautiful feed to Samus to get the assist in the second goal, and Paul Benjamin also getting a helper on the goal that got New Trier on the board. Shots on goal in the opening period, Loyola with 8 and New Trier with 4. Our score at the end of 1, it is 2-1 in favor of Loyola. We're back with the second period after this timeout. 2-1 our score at the end of one period of play. And Bill, the key stat out of all those in the opening period, New Trier Green able to cash in on that power play at the end of the first period.
Well, a great goal for them to get back in the game. Otherwise, I thought Loyola pretty much had most of the play, and you see by the shots, 8-4 for Loyola. The puck was down their end. Key situations, I think, are power plays, and a great play by New Trier to get that power play goal.
And we'll open up the second period, an icing call. Let's take a look at how the goalies did in the opening period. First of all, Robbie Depesh for Loyola only faced 4 shots, stopped 3 of them, but the one he gave up, boy, that would have been a tough save to make because that shot was hunting. On the other end of the ice, Bo Lemire did a pretty decent job. Stepped 6 out of 8, and then gave up the goal in the first one, and then after that really settled down.
A lot of action in front of him, a lot of people. It's tough being a goalie when there's a lot of traffic, tough to make those saves, but he did a pretty good job. I find it interesting that DJ LeVar said they had to play aggressive in the first, and they did that. On the other hand, David Cromer said we have to play our game, and I don't think they did that.
Schnatola with the puck, top of the circle, working toward the backhand, flipped it on net. Lemire will scoop it up, and he'll hang on, and he'll look at another face-off in his own end, and now the sticks go up. Mark Bobby and Ben Daverman going at each other a little bit in front of the net, but the linesmen move in and break everybody apart, and there will be no further ruckus.
Seems to me that after a first period, you're going to get a little bit more aggressive, and the guys are going to settle down. We'll see face-offs are key. Schnatola there with a backhander, a great glove save by Lemire, and he's going to hold on to everything. He's our face-offs. Got to win those battles on face-offs, get control of the puck. And that's what happened there. Schnatola with a great backhander. But I think it'll get a little bit more aggressive. I think as the game goes on, it's tight scoring, 2-1. I think you'll see some bodies flying around.
This time the draw will come to the left of Lemire. Bender and Lutz on the draw. Lutz wins it. Duffy tries to flip it past the point. There's a shot by Carroll. That was blocked in front. Now Dodge Daverman flips it through the neutral zone. Wanted to hit Lutz, and this is going to be an icing call on New Trier. So we're having a little bit of trouble getting started here in the second period.
Lots of whistles early in the period. This time we already had a goal in the first period, but I think you'll see New Trier trying to settle down and make some good plays. When the game's not on TV, keep up with the action with home ice updates. At least 4 times a game when the Hawks are playing at the United Center, Sports Channel will interrupt programming for the latest news from the UC. Home ice updates on Sports Channel, brought to you by the Discover Card.
And the Blackhawks will be home tomorrow, taking on the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, a team that is really starting to roll. Won again last night in St. Louis for a franchise record 6 wins in a row. So the Hawks, on this very same ice surface, are going to have a tough one looking at them tomorrow. As a matter of fact, the Hawks were just getting back from New Jersey as we were getting in here preparing for this game. Loyola able to keep it in for a second. Now the Trevians put it back into the neutral zone. Puck lying free along the board, and a big hit right in front of the Loyola bench. And now Lutz trying to come up with the puck, couldn't do it. O'Connor put it toward the net. Lemire able to kick it aside to Duffy. He tries to get it out past LaCourcia and does. Now LaCourcia will flip it back in to the New Trier end. Duffy along the near board, swept it ahead. Shellberg had it for a second, got the puck away to O'Connor. Wanted to go back to Shellberg, but the puck went back behind the blue line, and Loyola is going to have to clear the zone. Really haven't seen the hard hitting that we saw in the championship game of 1 year ago. A game, remember, that only saw 1 goal scored. It was scored by Loyola in the final 2 minutes of the game, and that gave them the state title.
Big difference in the squad on both sides. Player changeover has been tremendous on both sides. It's unbelievable they're both back.
O'Connor puts it toward the net. Lemire will scoop it up, and he will once again hold on.
As I was just talking about, the player change, 14 new players on New Trier, and David Cromer thinks they have a better team, a faster team than last year, and a better skill level, and the scoring is more balanced. I think if you look at the other side of it, DJ LeVar, they lost 2 goalies and 8 players, so they lost 10 guys also. So that's why we talked about the coaching staff at the start of the show. I think it's a tip of the cap to them to bring these guys together and come right back to the state final and be ranked 1 and 2 again year after year. It's tremendous for those 2 coaches. And I think when you have a good coach, the players respect you and play better, and they know the tradition that these 2 teams have also, and the new guys want to face up to that and bring everything back together, and both these teams have done that.
Draw to the right of Lemire. Brown wins the draw cleanly. Dudek fires. His shot was blocked before it got through. As a matter of fact, Danny Lutz had an interesting comment saying, for most of the guys who didn't play in the championship game last year, that it really wasn't such a big deal to get back here to take on Loyola. The thing was just to get here. Meanwhile, for the guys who did play in the game last year, they've been thinking about it for 365 days now.
How about New Trier 3 years ago when they won 8-2 over Marist in the final? There's nobody from that team, so that is a huge turnover.
Dudek hammers it back into the New Trier end. Lemire will come out and leave it off. Paul Benjamin takes a big shot behind the net from Michael McHugh. McHugh wanted to get the return pass, but it was broken up before it got to him. And Paul Benjamin that time a little sheepish because once again he saw McHugh coming right at him. Long pass will Aaron Benjamin trying to get there before O'Connor does. O'Connor decides to play the man rather than the puck. Now Walsh comes in, centering pass. Here comes the shot. Depesh makes the save and guides it to the corner where O'Brien able to kick it to his stick and send it around. Got past McHugh and also got past Walsh at the point.
We're going to have a penalty here, I think, on Shager, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's going to be against Loyola and probably in front of the net. A little interference.
Depesh will touch the puck. It's going to be an icing call, and now we'll get the penalty. New Trier is going to go back onto the power play with 11:26 remaining here in the second period, so they were able to get back into the game by cashing in on a power play attempt. Now they're going to have a chance to tie the score with the extra attacker.
Good play down there by New Trier, moving the puck and getting a good chance on net. Aaron Benjamin, man after my own heart, says he's a professional channel surfer. And that's what I am, I think, at home most of the time, too. But good chance on net. Depesh knocked it to the side, and then I think in front of the net is where the penalty occurred. So it's a time for New Trier. They've got one power play goal. Get right back in it. You see DJ LaVar, he's got his team now going on the penalty kill in front of that. A little bit of hole in front, upward right. You see somebody going down on New Trier, and I think that's a penalty for holding.
Trevians control the draw. 11:21 remaining in the second period. Loyola leading 2-1. New Trier trying to tie up the game, nearly a giveaway in their own end. And every time we've seen that happen in the New Trier end, Danny Lutz has come up with the puck. Now another giveaway. Shnotala, he goes down as he was trying to fight his way in. This is Duffy with the puck for New Trier. Cross-ice pass. Beautiful touch on the money. This is Crowley coming in. He'll take the wrist shot. He shot it wide. Puck comes off the inboard into the corner. Duffy shovels it back to the point. Lutz puts on a move. Return pass ends up on the stick of Duffy. Now this is Lutz. Red line. Put it out in front. Shnotala there to pick it off. Duffy will have to retreat for New Trier.
First time we've seen the Trevians really control the play and have some time and move it around a little bit. Then Lutz throwing it right into the slot area and being picked off, and then you got to go regroup again.
Trevians dump it in. Depesh has to let it go by. Carroll comes in there with Lutz. Puck still loose in the Loyola end. Shnotala had it for a second. Puck still free, coming out. Backhand shot. Depesh makes the save. Puck still loose out in front, and Bobby able to clear the play.
Daverman having a great chance on his backhand right in front of the net. Some excellent moves to get the puck in front of the net by Crowley, and a good opportunity for New Trier.
And this will go all the way down into the Loyola end. Carroll able to tee and fire it all the way back down where Lemire is going to have to play it. 28 seconds remaining on the power play opportunity for the Trevians. 9:51 remaining here in the second period.
Loyola usually aggressive on the penalty kill and get the puck a lot of times. Now we're backing up a little bit.
Eichelberger works his way into the circle. He's going to go to the backhand. He scores! Game tied 2-2. John Eichelberger did it all himself. Came in the left wing, went to the backhand, and knocks the game at a pair each.
Isn't it kind of funny? I just said that Loyola, usually aggressive, is backing up a little, and that's exactly what they did. They backed up to the blue line and let New Trier get possession of the puck and move in all the way and go to the net. Nobody touched the players. He moves in, going to the net, using his legs. Excellent play there, using his legs to fend off the defender, going to the backhand, and throwing a beautiful shot. Eichelberger, watch again here. Watch him go wide. Use his legs to hold off the poke check. Going to the backhand and sliding in between Depesh's legs. That is a great individual effort. Loyola, I think, backed up at the blue line and let Eichelberger have the line. Got in trouble right away, but not being aggressive as they usually are.
Second power play goal of the game for the Trevians. They've tied it up at 2-2. We've got 9:33 remaining here in the second period. That goal, by the way, unassisted. What a great effort by John Eichelberger. And Dudek takes a shot right at the center line. Then Lump had the favor returned on him. This is Cullinan behind the net. Swings it around for Samus, and he's knocked down. Benjamin making the shot. And Michael McHugh will kick it back to Cullen. Now back to the point. Flip back toward the net. Tip wide. Wow, Walker got all that one. Then nearly got a second opportunity. Now Dudek with a 3-on-2 opportunity. Gives it up to Samus. Samus brings it ahead. He ends up just dumping it into the Trier end, where Lemire will handle it behind the net. Did a good job of putting it into the corner. Kept in at the point by Cullinan. Puck got hung up between Lump and Samus. Now New Trier able to bring it out of their own end. Lump taken down by Cullinan. No call up coming. Dudek punched it back into the neutral zone, then had to go back and get it. Walker took it away. His centering pass is just a little bit long. Pulled off the far board. Dudek takes out his man. Walker tied up with Cullinan behind the net. And finally Dudek comes away with it. Gives it to Samus. Puts it into the neutral zone, and going down after tripping over Benjamin was Mark Bobby. Ben Damerman tried to clear it. Schnotala came up with it. Wanted to go to the backhand, but had it poked away. Schnotala put it back into the corner. Now Connor Heaton going behind the net. Lost control of the puck. LaCourcia will keep it in at the point, just kicked it ahead. The puck comes out. The Trevians just decide to flip it out of their own end.
Sometimes you just have to shoot the puck instead of trying to be fancy and getting in a little bit deeper. And that's what Schnotala there, and a great poke check by the defenseman.
Carroll taken down behind the net. Daverman able to keep it in. Crowley put it behind for Daverman. His centering pass was picked off right in front of the net by Carroll. Now picking up the loose puck in the neutral zone is Bobby. Puts on a move, goes to the slot. He shoots. Lemire made the save. Bobby was trying to go over the shoulder, and now the temper's starting to flare again behind the Trier net. Schnotala was involved, and Ross Schager apparently took a high stick, didn't like it too much. And Crowley over there talking to the official as well.
Well, the game's tighter, the score's tighter, and I think the frustration level is getting a little bit higher as we see Bobby going to his forehand. A nice little move to the front of the net. Lemire with a good save with a blocker. Some good speed as he cut right to the middle. Great wrister, and you see after the play, Bobby taking out Parker, and then, oh, the hit from behind by Schager there. Boy, no penalties called?
Yeah, Ross Schager is in the box, Bill.
He's getting a penalty, and that should be. Anything from behind like that, especially after a whistle, should be called. And it's a dangerous play also. Ill-advised by Schager to put Loyola back on the power play, and a chance for them to get their power play going.
Well, Ben Daverman liked the hit. The official didn't.
I think Ben's probably telling him to settle down a little bit. We don't need that kind of thing. Of course, it's great in front of the net to protect your players, your goaltender. You don't need to take ill-advised penalties, especially when the whistle's been blown and the play is over with. And we all know that Loyola has a good potent power play.
7:39 remaining here in the second, tied up 2-2. Loyola about to go on the power play. Game tied 2-2. Big opportunity upcoming for Loyola to take the lead back. Their second power play opportunity of the game with Ross Schager in the penalty box.
7.5 minutes left. A good time, good opportunity. They've got a lot of good players, a lot of skilled players that move the puck very well. Good chance for them to get back in the lead.
Bender won the draw, but Loyola could not keep control of the puck. Ben Daverman just flips it ahead. It was knocked down at the Loyola blue line by Carroll. This is Bender coming up the left wing. Will put it in behind the New Trier net. O'Connor takes it off the board. Bender overskated it. Lemire said, look what I found. Decides to cover it up and hook at the faceoff.
Lemire pretty much covers up everything that comes around the crease, but I've noticed, especially in the offensive zone, that Loyola's done a great job of winning faceoffs, and I think faceoffs are crucial. A lot of opportunities come from faceoffs. So we're going to see behind the net, first of all, good challenge there by the defender, and then Lemire just holding on to that puck before anything else happens. Now the job is to win that faceoff.
Bender will take the draw for Loyola. Danny Lutz is going to get chased out. So now Ben Daverman is going to have to come in and take the draw for the Trevians.
This looks like a usual game.
Yeah, it's like, well, now Bender's going to get chased out as well. Loyola wins the draw anyway. Shellberg with the puck back at the point, got it to O'Connor. O'Connor continues and decides to go over to Dudek, and the puck was bouncing, so he has to just put it behind the net. Bender had it slide past him in the corner. O'Connor comes in trying to keep it in deep and got it in the corner for Bender. Bender trying to get away from Daverman, and then Walsh couldn't get it past Dudek at the point. Dudek slides it over to Carroll. He gives it over for O'Connor, and that shot is right on, and Lemire covers up. Looked like it may have stung him a little bit as well.
Excellent puck movement, a good shot, bodies in front of the net. It's the first time we've seen Loyola settle down too on their power play and have time to move it around. They do a good job of it. As we see, first of all, you got to make sure that puck gets down. It doesn't do it. Over to Carroll. Carroll in deep to O'Connor. Back to Carroll, who takes a one-timer. Bodies in front for the deflection. Lemire making a good save and holding on.
This time, Mark Bobby will come to take the draw for Loyola, and Loyola able to win it again. Except that time, Schnatala not able to get it back to the point. Bobby behind the net. Hugh knocked off his man, and a sliding attempt to keep the puck in. Dangerous play. Eichelberger had the puck for a second, and then it goes back into the New Trier zone where the Trevians decide just to flip it back past the neutral zone and into Loyola, and Dudek is going to have to go back and scoop it up for the Ramblers. 53 seconds remaining on the Loyola power play. Schnatola brings it into the New Trier zone. Schnatola still has it, flips it in behind the net. Two Trevians there waiting for the puck. And now the digging will continue, and this is back to the point for Dudek. He fakes the shot, slides it over the opposite point. Here comes a shot and a score! 3-2, Loyola has the lead as they cash in on the power play.
Great puck movement by Loyola. Again, once they got across the blue line, got possession on the dump in, they were able to move it around and get to the open. Watch this great fake by Rock Dudek, freezing the forwards, pass across, excellent deflection. I'm not sure if that was a New Trier defender deflecting that or the Loyola forward. Again, great pass by Dudek. One-time shot, a lot of traffic in front and deflected in front of the net. Beautiful goal, but it all comes about because they took their time and controlled the puck. Maybe Leahy got credit for the goal, but very good puck movement. And that's what they did the whole time when they had the power play in the zone of the New Trier. Very nice movement, and eventually you're going to get a great opportunity, and they did.
Goal comes with 6:13 remaining in the period. We'll have to see who they give credit to. Here's another chance, but that went wide as Heaton got it with his skate and not with his stick. Kept it at the point by O'Rourke. Puts it behind the net. And once again, as we saw in the first period, New Trier having trouble getting the puck out of their own zone. Now they have a chance to break out. This is Aaron Benjamin. Puts it in the neutral zone, put it behind Yoon, but here to pick up the puck is Benjamin. Benjamin flips it in front. Depesh made the shot, stop it, went behind the net. Puck flipped through the crease. Aaron Benjamin could not get a stick on it. Schnatala took a hit. Lump, Hilty and fire, and that was deflected wide. O'Rourke couldn't clear the puck. Now Dudek comes away with it. He'll bring it up in the neutral zone. Dudek just past the center line, puts it on net. Lemire decides to scoop it up, and he'll hang on.
Good opportunities down in Loyola's end. Depesh making a couple of saves. The puck going down the ice, and Rock Dudek getting a fine shot outside the blue line, which Lemire just grabs on and holds on. You see, here's a good shot from the point by Lump. Just deflects over the crossbar. Just missed. The rebound comes right out of the slot off the glass. Good puck possession. Dudek picks it up. He's going to skate all the way down to the far blue line. Pardon me, center ice, and throws one on net. A little bit of trouble by Lemire, but then he picks up the rebound and holds on to it.
The goal was indeed by Leahy to give Loyola a 3-2 lead. They give the assist, though, to Bobby and McHugh.
Point shot. I don't know.
Rock is going to have something to say about that. Carroll kept it in. The puck was bouncing. He got a lot on it anyway. It went over the net. Now the battle continues behind the net for the puck. Comes away, and it was taken away by Finley Brown. He puts it in behind the net. Jody Katz overskated it. Walsh comes out, put it along the board, and then Schauger did just get it past the blue line. Walsh will go back and pick it up for the Trier. And one of the players did not touch up, so it turns into an offside call.
Late offside. A little bit of action, I think, from the first period. We've seen some skating. The problem I foresee is the Trier is having a little difficulty getting the puck, getting possession in their own end to make anything happen and getting some breakouts. You got to give credit to Loyola for forechecking very well. As we see the puck just creep outside the blue line. Yes, it does. Linesman there jumping out of the way and making the correct call. And you know, when there is Loyola players, they have to come outside that blue line, tag up, and they didn't.
Face-off control by the Ramblers. Dudek will put it back in behind the net. Parker trying to to swing it out. Puck bounced off the boards. Bender did a good job of taking out his man. Now Eichelberger tries to come away with the puck. He had it taken away by Bender for a second. O'Connor left it in the circle. Puck still lying free in the New Trier end. Lutz hacked at it, but Bender put it behind the net. Parker comes away with the puck behind the net. Loyola just causing New Trier fits. Dudek tied up the puck for a second. Shellberg looked like he might come away with it, and finally it comes back into the neutral zone. And Loyola right on top of it as Rock Dudek controls. Got it back from Cullinan. Dudek starts to move to the neutral zone, sent it ahead. Hop past Shellberg, and now Duffy is going to go back and misplayed the puck. Shellberg looks, puts it right out in the slot, but nobody there for Loyola. Puck free in the neutral zone. Cullinan checks to see where everybody is and then sends it across for Dudek. Dudek got it ahead for Bobby. He just let it go off his stick as Loyola completes a line change. Trevian's able to clear the zone. Cullinan is going to have to chase it down for Loyola. Swings it across for Carroll, put it at center ice for Schnatola, and then the New Trier to put it right back in the neutral zone. Play right now going back and forth in between the blue lines. 3:34 remaining in the second period. 3-2 Loyola has the lead. Schnatola at center ice trying to get around Eichelberger. Eichelberger tied him up, but not before Schnatola could put it behind the New Trier goal. Loose puck in the corner, hitting starting to pick up just a little bit. Carroll trying to keep it in at the point, shovels it in behind the net. Schnatola couldn't get there before Walsh. Now Eichelberger couldn't get to the puck before it was put out in front. And a chance for Loyola is broken up by a nice defensive play by the Trevians. Now they get a chance to break out. New Trier trailing by a goal, and nice defensive play on the other end as Loyola able to keep New Trier from getting any sort of a challenge mounted here late in the second period.
A lot of neutral zone ice play so far in the last maybe 5 or 6 minutes. I think it's time to dump the puck in and maybe do some forechecking, especially for New Trier. I think if they have to get on the board again, they got to do exactly that. Great hitting and get control of the play.
Benjamin trying to get control of the puck. Instead, Samus trying to chop it away from Walsh. Benjamin had it for a moment, and now Carroll puts it back into the neutral zone. Samus taken out of the play by Walsh. Samus kept it in at the blue line. Puck is just lying right there on the blue line along the new board. Finally, Davidson got it ahead. Now Leahy controls for Loyola. Penalty upcoming, and finally Benjamin touches the puck, so Loyola is going to go back to the power play with 2:16 remaining here in the second period. 2:16 remaining here in the second period. Loyola about ready to go back on the power play. Jeff Davidson gone for a roughing call with 2:16 to go here in the second period. So a big penalty kill coming up for the Trevians.
It certainly is, because last power play, Loyola did such a fine job at controlling the puck and moving it around nicely and finally getting a good shot on net and a tip in. But New Trier has to play a little bit more aggressive and not stay so back tight in that box. I think they have to challenge a little bit.
Loyola 1 for 2 on the power play so far in this game. Shellberg able to keep it in. O'Connor has it in the corner. He had it taken away for just a second. And now Bender chopping at it, trying to keep it alive for New Trier. O'Connor comes up with the puck, wanted to put it out in the slot. Instead, it was swatted away. Bender is going to tee and fire. That one didn't get through, and Lemire didn't know where it was for a second. O'Connor tracks it down, has room. He shoots. Lemire makes the save. Gave up a rebound. It's lying free in the slot. Bender got to it, but Cullinan to come in from his point to try and help out just to keep it in, so there was no one there for Loyola, so they have to retreat back into their own end.
Nice play by O'Connor, going to the net by himself and getting a fine shot in front, but good defensive work by New Trier in front of the net to clear the puck. 1:14 remaining on the power play opportunity for Loyola. Puck flipped up high in the air, and it ends up in the New Trier end and swatted back out. We get an offside call and a face-off just outside the New Trier end. Well, New Trier is playing a little bit more aggressive on this kill. They're playing hard on the boards, winning the battles and clearing the puck from the middle of the ice and standing up at the blue line, not letting Loyola penetrate the zone. David Cromer is overjoyed to be back. He thinks it's quite an accomplishment himself. He's got a good bunch of kids. I'm sure he wants these guys to play a little bit more aggressive, start moving the puck down to the other zone, try to get onto Depeche a little bit, try to frustrate them, maybe get some shots on net.
Don't forget the Sports Channel report coming up. Dave Otto in the studio, talk a little baseball. We'll look at who was qualified for the Final Four, and we'll also have highlights and post-game from this game you are watching right now. It's coming up later on the Sports Channel report. 1:12 remaining in the second period. 55 seconds remaining in the Loyola power play. Schnatola carries into the New Trier end, dumps it in behind the net. Bobby trying to get there first. Puck just comes out. McHugh puts it back to the point. Didn't get all the way out there. Now Crowley pushes it ahead. Maybe an opportunity for New Trier. Ben Daverman puts it back, but Crowley tied up nicely by Dudek. McHugh puts it back behind his own net. 35 seconds remaining on the Loyola power play. Leahy digs it out of the corner and gives it back to Dudek. Crowley makes him turn around. Now 27 seconds remaining on the Loyola power play.
Loyola does so well as they take their time with the puck, control it, get everybody situated where they want them, as they lost it right there, and then they move up with it.
Roger Lump shot it right into Eric Schnatola, so didn't get the dump in he wanted. Now Dudek just past the center line will continue on. Pushed his pass ahead, and the puck lying free in the corner. Walsh got there first, put it back to the point. Leahy comes up with it, slides it across for Dudek. And Dudek puts it back into the corner and back near the net. A little chopping going on. And we get a whistle with the penalty has expired. The teams are back at equal strength. There's 15 seconds remaining in the period.
There's a rule. It's a little bit different. Connor Heaton was in the crease on New Trier, and I think that's blown down right away when the offensive player does skate through the crease, and that's what happened on that particular play, because Loyola had the puck and had possession at the blue line, but when he skates through the crease, the whistle automatically goes.
But the Trevians have killed off the penalty. They're still down by a goal, but at least now they can play even up for the final 15 seconds of the second period. Heaton came away with the draw, put it in the New Trier end. He had to wait for Schnatola to get back on side. Now Heaton dumps it back into the corner. Duffy gets there first. Heaton tried to put on the brakes and go to get the puck. Now the Trier's just going to try and get it out before a shot can be taken. That's exactly what they did. And Carroll and Davidson get tied up at the blue line as the whistle sounds. The teams will go to the locker room, and we're just about where we were when we stopped the first period of play. Loyola leading by 1 through 2 periods in the Illinois High School Hockey Championship game. If you would like to make a donation to help J.J. O'Connor and his family, you can send your contribution to the J.J. O'Connor Catastrophic Relief Fund, P.O. Box 36, Elk Grove Village, Illinois 60007. 3-2. Loyola leading New Trier in this game. Let's take a look at the goals from the second period, Bill. It's a great individual effort by John Eichelberger.
Certainly is. He's got some speed crossing the blue line as Loyola on the penalty kill back up. Watch him use his leg there to take off the defender, and he goes to his back end, slips it through the legs. Deppich maybe should have held his ground a little bit more, but an excellent move by Eichelberger.
And then Rock Dudek, he hasn't been officially credited with an assist. They got to change this one.
We're going to give it to him. But a great pass. Loyola on the power play also there, moving the puck very well. Nice play by Dudek across the lane. He gets the shot on net. It was deflected, must have been by a New Trier player in front of the net, but good crowd in front of the net. You can score a lot of goals when the goalie is screened. Walsh
and Davidson, the assist and the goal by Eichelberger. They've added those. And then, of course, we still say Rock's going to get an assist before this thing is all over with. Our score, it's 3-2 in favor of Loyola as we get ready for the third period. Back in the United Center, getting ready for the third period between Loyola and New Trier, State Hockey High School Championship.
Gotta love a 3-2 game going into the last period. Everything at stake. Should be a nice one.
New Trier is going to have to generate a little bit more offense. They've been outshot in the game so far, 17-7. Dudek puts it back in the corner for Bobby. He's checked by Ben Daverman, and now Schnatola trying to bring it out of his own end. Puck knocked down at the blue line, and back toward Robbie Deppich, where it's going to be picked up by Dudek. He puts it back into the corner for Bobby. Bobby shovels it over to where Dudek is, and then Connor Heaton put it back in the corner, and now it's Loyola having a hard time getting control of the puck and moving it out of their own end. So New Trier being a little more aggressive and checking in the offensive end of the ice rink. Schnatola stood up by Parker. Puck still lying free along the near board. Lutz trying to continue on the play and go toward the net. There's a shot by Parker that went behind the net, and now Heaton will go and pick it up. Dudek pushes it free, and again Loyola barely able to get it out over the blue line. Now Bobby is going to go one-on-one. Bobby has Heaton with him and just missed the connection as it slid under Heaton's stick.
Great effort there, a nice pass, just missed.
That centering pass was blocked, and New Trier able to clear their zone. Carroll will just fire it back in behind the net. Got past Lemire, but no problem for New Trier as Loyola was going for a line change. Ben Daverman, his pass picked off at center ice. Now Vender comes up with it for Loyola. He'll put it back behind the net where Lemire will decide to play it. Aaron Benjamin swept it ahead, but then Vender put it right back in behind the New Trier net. Nearly a giveaway on the New Trier end. Aaron Benjamin trying to start out. He took a hard hit. And once again, the Ramblers able to put it right back into the New Trier end, although that time they had to go and touch up lest they be called for offside. That's an icing call on New Trier.
I think Loyola is doing a very good job at cutting the ice down. As we see the second period stats, it was 1-1 in the second period. Shots on goal, there's a big difference. Loyola having most of the play, 10-3, power plays. Each team got a goal, and penalties and minutes, as you see, 4 and 2, but Loyola definitely had the majority of the play in the second period, as really the first. They doubled the shots in the first two, but I think they're doing a good job, Jim, of cutting the ice down for New Trier. They're not getting, New Trier that is, not getting the ice to move that puck the way they want to move it, and that's because Loyola is cutting it down and taking the body so often.
Finley Brown will be in to take the draw for Loyola. He wins it back to Dudek. Quick shot. Lemire easily handles it and then covers up.
Well, again, face-offs. Jim, the next centerman, not you, me, are definitely a key in a game. And in the majority of the face-offs, we don't have a stat on that right now, but Loyola's doing a fine job of winning face-offs and getting control of it and getting some good chances, quality chances.
Lemire only gave up one goal in that period, but it was enough to give Loyola the lead back. This is Cullinan trying to chase the puck down, swept it back behind his own net, and then pushed out the rest of the way by McHugh. 11:58 remaining here in the third period. New Trier trails by a goal. Oh, what a big hit Davidson took. He was just absolutely smashed in his own end by Finley Brown. Play continues the other way. Davidson puts it on net. Depesh guides it into the corner. First big, huge hit we've seen in the game so far. Loose puck in front of the Loyola net. This is Benjamin. Flipped it out in front. Crowley put it back behind. Penalty upcoming on Loyola as McHugh touches up the puck. So New Trier is going to get an opportunity to go to the power play with 11:29 remaining here in the third period. It's going to be a high sticking call and a key special team situation for both teams coming up.
Well, anytime you get a power play early in the third and you're down one, it's a great opportunity to get back in the ball game and maybe control the play a little bit, take some time off, as we're going to see this huge hit here. No, we're going to see a little bit good defensive play, good spinorama, and there's the hit right there. An excellent hit. What is that there, Jim? That's a yellow Loyola player.
That is Rock Dudek sitting in the penalty box. Here's the hit we were speaking of, Bill.
Very nice hit. Again, the arms up a little bit, but a lot of speed on that. Going right through, making a solid hit.
Parker with room, put it on net, but it did not get through. And no offside call. Feed into the deep slot. Another pass that was picked off by Schnatala. Duffy couldn't handle the bouncing puck. And the Trevians now will have to backtrack into their own end to get set up in the power play. 1:38 remaining on the power play. And again, Loyola being aggressive on the kill. Schnatala was able to kill off a few seconds, then deflected the pass. He'll wait and dump it back in behind the New Trier net.
Patience, gotta be patient. Hold on to that puck. Don't let them force you to make mistakes. Spread out and move around a little bit.
Ben Daverman puts it out along the blue line. Eichelberger trying to get there first, but Cullinan chopped at it. The puck bounced up and went into the New Trier bench, and we'll get a face-off.
Now, New Trier just can't force themselves into making bad plays. They have to control the play a little bit, and that means everybody has to come back together as a group. It's not one or two individuals. When you have an aggressive team like Loyola forcing the issue, especially on the penalty kill, you all got to come back and look for that puck and make some movement so they can make some good plays to get out of their zone. You got to give credit to Loyola for putting that pressure on them and making New Trier make some bad plays and some bad passes. But until they come back and regroup as a team and then try to move up the ice, I think they're going to be successful. That is Loyola on the forecheck.
David Cromer wanted to get Ben Daverman on the ice. The linesman said no. Draw control by New Trier. Parker sends it along the blue line, and Duffy misplayed the puck and it ends up back behind the New Trier net. 10:33 remaining here in the third period. 1:02 remaining on the high sticking penalty to Dudek. Loyola still staying aggressive and killing off the power play. Lutz Had his pass deflected, and now Parker has it at center ice. Deflected off Duffy, back to the Loyola blue line, and Duffy comes up with it again. Duffy skates into the Loyola end, and again it's cleared, and Lutz put an absolutely huge hit on Carroll as he cleared the puck.
But a great play by Carroll. It took the hit to make the play, and he got the puck all the way down the ice.
Trier just unable to even get the puck into the Loyola end on this power play. Now here comes Lutz. Lutz moving around the defenders. Lutz into the face-off circle, went for the far post and just shot it wide.
You have to go to your go-to man, the guy that gets you all the goals, and they did that. Lutz, an excellent move around Carroll, wide, and just missed the far post.
It's amazing how much room he can create for himself. 12 seconds remaining on the New Trier power play. Puck comes free at center ice. Cullinan fires it back on net. Lemire is going to leave it off for Lump. The penalty is over. The teams are back at equal strength. Adam Walsh in his own end couldn't clear it out. Went off the skate of McHugh. Had to go back and get the puck over skate. Here's a quick shot. That went over the net. On the other side, Sams gets it back to the point. Cullinan got it right on net. Lemire lost track of it for a second. Finally found it and covers up.
Tough situation in front of the net. Sometimes it's better you're better off leaving the puck, letting your goalie make the play, make the save. It was a point shot, and if you deflect it, sometimes you never know where it's going. As we're going to watch here, the point shot comes in. The defenseman redirects the puck, almost going through Lemire's legs. You got to leave those pucks alone. Let your goalie, and your goalie actually should use your communication, talk a little bit to your defenseman, and tell the guy leave it, or tell him what's going on in the situation, because he's the guy who's looking out onto the ice and sees what's developing. And that particular incident, you don't want to deflect the puck because it almost beat Lemire.
Face off to the right of Lemire. Brown wins it cleanly. Dudek takes the shot. Lemire will cover it up. And almost popped free by Finley Brown. He took a hack at the glove and looked like he might have gotten it loose for a second. And that may be why Paul Yoon is giving the business to McHugh in front of the net.
Good face-off win there by Loyola for another chance, but let's go down the other end. Lutz going by Carroll there, using his speed and just missing. Had that corner picked, but Depesh actually with the pads down in that butterfly position had most of the net covered. Good effort by Lutz.
Dudek takes the shot. Lemire kicks it aside. Another clean face-off win by Brown deep in the New Trier end. Puck comes out to the point. Dudek will tee and fire. That was deflected in front and goes harmlessly into the corner. Picked up by Walker, unable to clear. Brown jumps high in the air trying to keep it in. It has come out of the New Trier end and then shoveled back in by Brown. 8:47 remaining in the third period. New Trier still trailing by a goal. Having trouble now handling the puck behind their own net. Paul Benjamin scoops it out. Schnatala came away with it. He was hit by Parker and didn't get a shot away. Now coming the other way for New Trier, this is Walker. He's bumped off the play by LaCourcia. Continuing on is Davidson. He takes another hard shot. Boy, this has been a rough period already for Jeff Davidson. He's taken two big hits.
Some good hitting, and I think the guys are finally getting to the point where they do, as we talked about early in the show, how they do really hit each other. I think first two periods we didn't see that aggressive play, but now the hitting is taking place, and hopefully for Neutr's sake, they get that hitting going on. As we see Davidson there, who's got bumped a few times and making some bumps himself. We're going to see right here, Walker getting hit by LaCourcia. Davidson getting thrown to the ice. It's a good place. And then Walker actually comes in after that. Walker had wrist surgery, missed most of the year, so he's probably just happy to be here. A good player for them. And in this big game, you never want to miss that big game. And how about
the most interesting comment out of everybody was out of Matt Passon, who wrote down on the sheet we get before the game the player profiles. He said, look for me next year. You can bet I'll be back with a mention of this. Matt, I can't play Loyola again because I hate them so much. He's out with a knee injury and is unable to play in the game. 8:23 remaining in the third. It's a one-goal lead for Loyola. Walsh kept it in. They'll flip it back in cross ice, and tackled in front of the net was Crowley by Carroll, but no call-up coming. Then Heaton goes and runs a man out near the blue line. Depesh couldn't cover up the puck. Play continues in front. Schauger couldn't get a stick on the play. Walsh sent it right through the crease, but not on goal.
Could be the best shift we've seen from New Trier on a standpoint of being aggressive.
Carroll got tied up with the referee. Schauger puts it back to the point. Walsh flips it toward the net. That was tipped, but didn't get through. Leahy will just send it back out toward the point, and Lump couldn't control the puck. Put it back into the Loyola end. Offside on New Trier. 7:49 remaining in the third. Loyola continues to lead by a goal.
Best shift of the game, I believe, for New Trier. Very aggressive. taking some hits to keep the puck in. Heaton, a great hit there, but the puck was kept in. Look at the aggressive play in front of the net. Good puck possession, and Jaeger all alone in front, just couldn't get the handle on it. Good defensive play as the puck goes wide again. And again, some good aggressive play and some good puck movement, some cycling. Jaeger down low with the puck, looking, holding onto it, back to the point. A wrister tipped in front and tipped away by Loyola defenders and then thrown down and it's offside. But very good shift by Nutrier there, and that's what they have to do. They have to play their game, and that is their game, cycling the puck and moving it quickly. And I don't think they've got into that rhythm until really now, Jim.
2 shots on goal already in this period for Nutrier. They only have 9 in the game. And they need to keep picking up the action because they trail by a goal with 7:49 remaining in the third period. Another face-off win by Loyola. And the puck comes down into the Nutrier end. Lemire will scoop it off the board. It's an icing call on Loyola.
Well, you know, if there's any trouble for Loyola, as we see DJ LeVar. I asked Eric Chatala, give me one word on DJ LeVar. What do you think of DJ LeVar? And he said, dedicated. And that's from probably his best player, talking about his coach. But I think any trouble you see in the zone of Loyola, they'll take that icing. I think it's the time of the game where, you know, if there's any penetration, you get the puck and throw it down, take those faces. They've been very good on faceoffs.
And Bender won that one. Dudek swings it around. Shellberg trying to dig it off the board. Can't quite find the handle. And finally, Cullinan came away with it for a second, and then it's kept in at the point by Parker. Lutz put it right into the slot, but Cullinan was there for Loyola. Shellberg took a hit to keep the play alive. Now Eichelberger got it to Lutz. Lutz wanted to go back to Eichelberger, but Bender was right there to make the play, and he does exactly what Bill talked about. When in doubt, flip it down the ice, but the icing call waved off. Lemire swept it behind the net, put into the deep slot. There's the shot, but Bender didn't get much on it. Lutz comes away with the puck for Nutrier, took a hit, but picking up the puck is Dodge Daverman, moving through the neutral zone. Daverman continues on offside on Nutrier.
Well, the icing was waved off. They thought the Nutrier player could have touched the puck as it went all the way down, and then Loyola had a good opportunity, but very tough. Right-handed shot going into the middle of the ice, and the puck going away from him. A good pass into the slot area. Not a lot of wood on it. You see Dodge Daverman, 2 brothers on this team. And actually the Benjamin brothers also, so they got a pair of brothers.
Well, my question is, we've seen this 2 years in a row, the Nutrier moms wear the opposite jersey of the one their son is not wearing, so what does Aaron and Paul's mom do, and what is...
Pretty tough. As you see their years, not bad
Dodge
years, good brothers.
Dodge and Ben's mom do, although I guess Dad maybe gets a jersey then.
There's Aaron. He's my professional channel surfer. I gotta say that again. I like that.
Walsh kept it at the hash mark, but then couldn't handle the puck and put it in deeper than he wanted to. Walsh fanned on it again, but this time the puck went a little deeper. A nice swat by Leahy to clear the zone. Puck lying free in Loyola end. Carroll swings it around. Heaton waits for the puck. Came off the board. Schnotala there to scoop it up. And then stolen away, put him back into the slot. But Carroll right there to send it down ice. And we'll get another icing call in Loyola. Now 6:26 remaining in the third period.
Kind of early to go into that defensive shell. You don't like to see that. I think DJ is on the boards right now yelling at his team. I know it's okay to ice the puck at times when you get a little bit of into a little bit of trouble, but you don't want to sit back because bad things happen.
David Cromer, talk about a busy schedule. He starts out his day by going to classes at Lake Forest College. Then he's an assistant coach for Lake Forest College, Division III hockey, and then he goes to practice with these guys at Nutrier. So every day is a full day for David Cromer, and he has higher coaching aspirations. He'd like to move up in the coaching hierarchy, and certainly with the job he's done at Nutrier, somebody ought to give the guy a look.
I asked Daniel Lutz about David Cromer. His coach gave me one word about him, and he said he's a winner. I like that too.
Nutrier is going to have to touch up before they can continue on in the Loyola end. 6:13 remaining in the third period. Shellberg overskated it, put out in front for Lutz, and he, before he could get the shot lined up, was knocked flat right in front of Robbie Depesh.
Good opportunity for him, but great defensive play to get back into the play and knock Lutz off the puck.
Walsh has it at the center line, continues through the neutral zone, wanted to go to Lutz, but had his stick held. And now a break opportunity for O'Connor. O'Connor is in, goes to the backhand. Save made by Lemire, was taken into the net. Now play continues in the Nutrier end. Dudek didn't see a wide open JP LaCourche at the point. Instead, Shellberg trying to dig it out from behind the net. Shellberg has it, O'Connor is with him. Shellberg turned to give himself a little room and then put it behind the net. And Eichelberger lets the puck go by, and now New Trier this time decides, well, things are getting a little too hot on our own end. We'll just send it down for the icing call.
Very nice opportunity for Loyola. Using their speed and smarts a little bit. Good play by Shellberg to get the puck up to O'Connor, who went in. We're going to see here O'Connor going through his backhand, being pursued by the defender, and he stays on his backhand. Good play by the defenseman there, getting back. And the puck just stays out. Lemire holding his ground and knocking the puck away from the crease area. Matt O'Connor there, 16 goals, 21 assists in 23 games. You know, big left winger, shoots right, the off wing. Had a good year.
Big face-off win by New Trier in the own end. Ben Daverman tried to swat at it, and finally the puck comes back out to the blue line where Daverman picks it up. Ben Daverman puts it in behind the Loyola net. Robbie Depish decides just to cover it up because the blue shirts were coming and coming quickly.
Starting to skate a lot better, and it's late in the game, 5 minutes left, and they're really starting to skate a little bit quicker and make some penetration. That's what they have to do. They have to sort of get the issues of them, the way they want to play. As we see the standings from the Metro North League this year, not bad at all. 1 loss, 1 tie, 22 wins for Loyola. New Trier Green, 17-3-3. Lake Forest right on the heels there, though. It's a great division.
45 points in 24 games. That's good.
It's not bad, isn't it?
It's really good. No matter what level of hockey you're talking about, that's going to work. Cullinan trying to pop the puck free. Schnatala comes in, makes a big hit that took a stiff arm from Crowley. Wrestling match behind the bench, and finally we're going to get the upraised arm from the official. Schnatala and Crowley were tied up behind the net, and Cullinan comes in, does not like the call, and he's pulled aside by Robbie Depish. It looks like New Trier is going to go to the power play with 4:54 remaining in the third period, and Loyola leading 3-2.
Well, here's a play behind the net. I really thought Schnatala could have got one earlier, and it wasn't called, but he kept on him. Good hit there on Shager. A little pushing and shoving behind the net. As we see on the net there, well, a little holding on both sides, but Schnatala jumps on top of him. A little bear hug. And is getting the call. They could have called it both ways there, so a judgmental call by the referee, and a tough one with 4:54 left. Very tough to take it. Your captain taking a tough penalty at a tight time, really.
This really could be the game here. New Trier down by a goal. They'll have the extra skater.
Just from better angles, we see Schnatala on Shager first of all. Little elbow, there's why. Crowley getting the elbow right up in Schnatala's face, which could have been called, and Schnatala jumping on top, getting the old piggyback ride, and he gets called for the penalty, but it could have went either way. But you know what happens sometimes? You don't see the first one, they always see the second.
It's like when you're fighting with your brother. Mom always saw the second guy.
I didn't have one.
So you got away with murder.
I hope not.
Big opportunity. Here's a shot by Vender. Lemire made the save. Nearly a shorthanded goal by Vender that would have put the game away.
Excellent pressure on the forecheck, coughing the puck up. Vender getting a good slapper right from the slot area, dangerous area.
Parker gets around Vender, continues on to the neutral zone. Parker into the Loyola end, trying to go around one last man, shot it behind the net. 1:22 remaining in the power play opportunity for New Trier. This is Lutz. Puts it in behind the net. Eichelberger, little short pass to Lutz. He's looking for somebody coming down the slot. No one there. Eichelberger had it in the corner for a second. It's swept out of the Loyola end smartly. 1:08 remaining on the New Trier power play. Now under 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Eichelberger took the hit to keep the play alive. Now Lutz moves through the neutral zone, carries into the Loyola end. Got away from 2 Ramblers. Lutz to the backhand pass. It was knocked down in front of the net by Carroll and then cleared. 47 seconds remaining on the New Trier power play. Trevians at center ice. Eichelberger will pick it up, trying to get away from heat. Ben Daverman put it back to center ice. Bobby knocked Lutz off the play, and now Dudek looks around, sees he has time, fired it high, Lump Tudeker right in the head to keep it in. And then Lump knocked his man down, but no penalty upcoming.
Using your head on the play there, Jim. Keeping the puck in, but then losing it, and it goes all the way down. They got to regroup, and they get a change also.
Roger Lump very happy they wear cages in high school hockey. He took that one right in the face. 3:06 remaining here in the third period. And now all of a sudden, Loyola with a better part of the action. This is McEwen, goes to the backhand. Lemire made the save, and he'll cover up.
Excellent play by Samus there to McHugh. Nice backhand pass. McHugh in all alone, went to his backhand. Lemire at the top of the crease making an excellent save and smothering the puck, but good again forechecking. You force the issue, you're going to get the puck. As we see Lemire there making the save and then freezing it. Here's the backhand shot from behind the net. Almost through the tweeners Lemire making a good save, though, standing at the top of his crease and taking the angle away, and the guy's on his backhand. Sometimes it's a tough save, but he was in the right position, not giving him anything.
Schnotala standing in the penalty box. He's ready to come out in 3 seconds. 2:57 remaining here in the third period. Davidson wins the draw for New Trier. If they're going to get the game-tying goal, it looks like they're going to have to get it at even strength. The penalty to Schnotala is over. He goes to the bench. The puck finally comes free. This is Schauger starting out of his own end for New Trier. Hacked at by O'Brien, then Dudek knocks the puck back to the center line. 2:37 remaining in the third period. Paul Benjamin wanted the puck. It didn't quite get there. Now Walsh carries it across the center line. Walsh continues into Loyola and puts it on net. Depesh looks ahead, saw a lot of his own players, and then decided to continue the play.
Dangerous play, communication big time with the defenseman and goaltender. You got to talk a lot, know what's going on in front of you.
Kept in at the point by Walsh, flipped it ahead. Dudek was there to intercept the pass. Now coming up the right wing for Loyola is Samus. He'll just flip it into the New Trier end as the Ramblers go for a line change. Behind the net, Walsh went down on top of the puck. Now Duffy starts out of his own end, sends it up on the right wing. Paul Benjamin has some room. Benjamin, he'll tee and fire. That shot is going to go way wide. New Trier is on a line change. Lutz trying to chop the puck free, continues on. Lutz wants to go back and went to the backhand of the puck, slid off his stick. Depesh able to get a hold of it. He will cover up, and it's scrum in front of the net with 1:46 remaining in the third period. Loyola leads 3-2 over New Trier as the Ramblers are 1:46 away from defending their state title. Little cleanup here at the United Center, delaying matters. Is that octopus? That's fish. Little fish. Let's go back to 1 year ago. In the title game. Here is the game-winning goal by Loyola.
Please refrain from throwing objects or materials.
And Skoglund will go flag it down. New Trier going for a line change. 2:37 remaining in the third period. Long pass for Lusso. He had it knocked away for a second. Lusso goes to the backhand. He scores! Phil Lusso with 2:30 remaining in the third period. Puts Loyola out on top 1-0.
Well, what a huge goal and a heartbreaker, Sammy.
DJ LeVar hopes there's not that kind of theatrics this year because New Trier is going to have to come up with just such a goal if they're going to want to even get this game into overtime. They trail 3-2.
It was a tight battle last year, went all the way down to 2 minutes remaining. A good aggressive game at both ends. Not a lot of great scoring chances, otherwise, one of those games of playoff style. Tonight we saw an early goal that really set the tempo, 2-0 lead by Loyola, and then New Trier fighting back. Different type of game, so it is going to be in New Trier's hands if they want to get back in this game. They need a goal to tie it up. 1:46 left. They need a big play just like we saw for Loyola last year.
Face-off will come to the left of Robbie Depesh. Ben Daverman will take the draw for New Trier. Eric Schnotala will take it for Loyola. Lutz came up with the puck. Daverman tried to get a shot away. He couldn't. Puck kept in at the far point. Put in, out in front. Here's an opportunity for Lutz. Had it roll off the stick before he could get it lined up for a shot. Puck is cleared. 1:33 remaining in the third period.
Great poke check there by Carroll in front of the net with Lutz coming right across into the slot area. Would have been a great opportunity.
Good job of forechecking by Bobby. Gets the puck tied up in the corner. Heaton chops at it as well. Puck still free in the corner. Lutz waiting to see if it comes free. Comes back out near the point. Schnotala able to keep it in. This is John Eichelberger for New Trier with 1:10 remaining in the third period. Shoveled it ahead. Schnotala took it away. Now Lump trying to gain control of the puck, and New Trier just unable to get away from the Loyola guys who just want to tie the puck up. We got a penalty upcoming as we're going to get an interference call in the neutral zone with 57.6 seconds remaining. Brock Dudek is going to go to the penalty box.
Boy, a gutsy call by the referee. It had to be blatant for him to call that with a minute left here in the state final. It's Connor Heaton getting the call for interference. 57.6 seconds. If there's anything good about it, at least it's the puck's going to be dropped at center ice. But what a situation to be in with a minute left. Connor Heaton getting interference penalty.
A minor for interference at 13:02.
So DJ LeVar's team is going to have to do it shorthanded.
At 13:02.
if they are indeed going to hang on to this 3-2 lead, and DJ LeVar says time to get a timeout, David Cromer will take the opportunity to talk to his troops as well. 57.6 seconds remaining. Loyola leads 3-2, but New Trier is about to go to the power play. Under a minute to go in regulation in the state high school hockey championship game for 1996. Todd Vender and the Loyola Ramblers, they're leading 3-2, but they are going to have to play shorthanded.
Jim, I think it'll be interesting to see if Loyola plays the way they've done the majority of the game, aggressive on the penalty kill. You got New Trier with their best players, they're all rested, they had a timeout. Puck's at center ice. Winning the faceoff, I think, is crucial here.
Vender has been great on faceoffs during this game. He's locked up with Lutz, and that time Lutz was able to tie up Vender's stick and win the draw. Eichelberger at the center line will just punch it into the Loyola end. Depesh will leave it off. Tries to get it back out to the point. Parker kept it in. He sends it toward the net. That was picked off and intercepted. Parker could not keep the puck in. He has to leave it lie there because New Trier would be called for offside.
Well, they have to come back and regroup. It's almost better to touch it and get that face-off a little bit more time at the blue line.
Eichelberger has room. Under half a minute left. Poke check made by Dudek at the blue line. Lutz looking for the puck, and we're going to get a whistle and a face-off in the neutral zone with 21.7 seconds remaining.
Lemire halfway to the player's bench, trying to get the extra attacker with 20 seconds left, but the play came back to center ice, and he stopped halfway, didn't know which way to go. Eventually there was a whistle, and he is back down on the net. And we may see another timeout here, I think taken by New Trier this time.
That is exactly what we are seeing. Robbie Depesh will go over to his bench, and David Cromer knows the first thing they have to do here is they have to win the draw, Bill.
Well, in the middle of the ice, in the neutral zone, I think if you can win the draw, it gives the defenseman some time to play with it. And it's different if you're in your own zone where you don't have a lot of time. You just got to rifle that puck maybe around the boards and try to get it down the ice. But being in the neutral zone, if you can win a draw cleanly and throw it back into your zone a little bit, you can maybe pass it across the ice and waste a lot of time before sending it down. With only 21.7 seconds left, that could kill a lot of the clock. So, again, another big time for face-off.
Some of Roger Lump's family in the crowd. He might be a key guy here if he's on the ice. One of the defensemen that might get to handle the puck.
Well, I think you're going to see everybody try to get it to the key man. Daniel Lutz had a good game so far, some good quality chances. But again, crucial to win the faceoff so you can control it. And I'm sure if they win it, they're going to try to send it in deep and bust their way through and try to get a hold of that puck. With Lemire about halfway out of his net, he's going to have to hurry to the bench to get that extra attacker to make it work.
Interesting, they are not having Lutz take the draw. Ben Daverman will do the honors against Vender. Remember, too, Loyola is shorthanded with Connor Heaton in the penalty box. They want everybody to realign. Some of the Trier guys cheating toward the net. Big face-off win for Ben Daverman. Walsh sends it across ice. This is Eichelberger. He'll fire it on net. Depesh had a little bit of trouble handling it and does the wise thing and just falls on top of it. 13.6 remaining.
New Trier did exactly what they were supposed to do. Won the face-off, sent it across the ice, threw it in, but they threw it in on net. Now they have a good situation where they're going to get a face-off, as we see. Instead of throwing it around the boards and trying to go forecheck, they throw it in, and Depesh holds on to it. I think if he had gotten it to Dudek or maybe controlled it a little bit better, got it to Rock, Dudek, he could have sent it all the way down the ice, but that didn't happen. We have an empty net down the other end.
And a key thing here for Loyola, remember, they will not get an icing call, so all they have to do is win the draw and clear it. Ben Daverman will once again take the draw against Vender. Daverman won the draw. Parker tees it up. Shot didn't get through. Schnotala couldn't clear the puck. Parker kept it in. That was blocked again, and that's going to be good enough. Todd Vender was able to block the shot at the blue line, and time is going to run out on New Trier Green. The Loyola Ramblers, for the second year in a row, they are the Illinois State High School Hockey Champions.
Great sequence there by probably the two best forwards, two centermen, Schnotala and Vender, blocking the puck at the blue line. Both of them back to back, and the puck eventually getting out of the zone and down into New Trier's zone to kill the clock at the end of the game. With good play by both those guys. You got to remember, Both those guys are forwards. Both of them are against the boards trying to do that job. If New Trier had gotten control of it a little bit better and sent it across, he would have had a good chance for a shot on net with the waning seconds of the game.
Game total of 24 from New Trier Green.
Loyola Gold defends their state high school hockey championship with a 3-2 victory over New Trier Green. Bill and I will be back to wrap it up right after this timeout. Second in the state. Last week their basketball team made it all the way to the state quarterfinals, so it's been a good spring at New Trier, throwing a golf championship and a pretty good year, huh? Great
accomplishments by this team and the coaching staff, as we talked about earlier. They also won the Metro North over Loyola 5-0, and they also won the Blackhawk Christmas time tournament. So they've had a great year, won 2 championships, the tournament and the Metro North, and their second place with Loyola winning back-to-back championships. Quite an accomplishment for them also.
Well, for the second year in a row, let's meet the state champions, the Ramblers of Loyola Gold.
Tommy O'Rourke. A senior, number 4, Rock the Doc Dudek. A junior, number 6, John Paul Acorsia. A freshman, number 10, Tim Leahy. Scoring a goal in today's game, an absolutely unbelievable job, a senior, number 11, Todd Bender. A junior, number 15, Finley Brown. A senior, number 16, Sean Killian. A senior, number 17, Kyle Shelburne. A freshman, number 18, Matthew O'Connor. A junior, number 20, Kevin Carroll. A senior, number 21, Mark Bobby. A senior, number 22, Eric Shanatala. A junior, number 26, scoring another goal in today's game, Michael Samus. A junior, number 28, scoring the winning goal, Michael McHugh. A freshman, number 33, Brian Schilling. A senior, number 39, Hagen O'Brien. A senior, number 40, Connor Heaton. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the goaltenders for the 1996 Loyola Ramblers. First, an unbelievable job in goal as a junior, number 26, Michael Samus. No, a junior, number 28. I'll get it right here. A senior, number 35, Michael Balatrosatellis. And again, played an absolutely unbelievable job in goal in today's game, a sophomore, number 29, Bobby Deppish. The head coach is DJ LeVar. The assistants, John LeVar and Jack McIntosh, and Tom Laxgang. The manager is J. Michael Heaton. If the captains from the Loyola Ramblers could come to center ice and accept the championship flag for the 1996 season. Congratulations on a great year. Blanche. Let's have a fine round of applause for both teams on a great game.
At this time, Sports Channel would like to thank Jim Smith and Tom Finks for making this championship event possible, and thanks to the Wirtz family, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the United Center for making the United Center available for today's event. This game was produced and directed by Jim Corno Jr. Our graphics coordinator was Jeff Miller. Remote facilities were provided by Trio Video. The production manager at Sports Channel is Sheila Brown. The executive producer is Kathleen Karp. The senior executive producer at Sports Channel is Mike Bogat. For Bill Gardner, I'm Jim Blaney saying so long. Our final score once again, 3-2. Loyola wins it over New Trier Green. The proceeding has been an exclusive presentation of Sports Channel.